We just mentioned that everyone loves design. So what exactly about design makes everyone love it? Let's take a look at these two words. The Chinese word is 设计, and the English word is design. What exactly do these two words mean? We can look at this Chinese word. In Chinese characters, we have pictophonetic characters. We can analyze this word from the glyph. What is the radical of these two Chinese characters? The radical yan. So the Chinese 设计 is more spoken and expressed by mouth. So we often get this situation where my students say to me, "Teacher, I'm going to design something. This is a blackboard eraser." I ask, why is it a blackboard eraser? It is not just a blackboard eraser. It also has many other functions. It can absorb dust, purify air, massage your hands, etc., etc. Then I ask how it works. No idea. What's this? This is the design that comes out of the mouth. Therefore, Chinese designers, especially young students, like to make this mistake very often. They are creative, but have no design. In fact, the design should be more visualized in the end. We look at the English word, design. In fact, English also has pictophonetic characters. We call it word formation. We say de is the prefix, which means to make. What's the sign behind it? It's the root. What does this root mean? It means visual. Logo or symbol can be expressed by this word. So design means to make it visual. Therefore, 设计 in Chinese and design in English are actually different. But now, as we have agreed in modern society, we will directly identify 设计 as design. So I think it's more of a combination of the linguistic, planning, plotting stuff in our Chinese 设计 and the visual stuff in English, design. In order to express this concept, I will tell you another story. This is another story about Apple, but this Apple is not the Apple company we just talked about. The story goes that one day, I took out an apple, then called a student and said, "This is an assignment for you." The topic of this assignment is Apple. The form is unlimited. The content is unlimited. Whatever you do, I will not interfere. But in the end, the assignment you give me should have something to do with the topic of Apple. The first student went back with the apple. After 2 days, he drew a picture and took it back. He drew a picture of the apple. It was very similar and very realistic, making people seem to have the urge to eat it. I asked him, "Why did you hand in such an assignment?" He said, "Teacher, when I saw this apple, I had an impulse to create. I wanted to show it with my feeling. So this is the work I created with my feeling." What is this student's major? Painting or art. Why? Art emphasizes the inner feeling most. By his own feelings, he shows this thing. He respects his inner feelings. Therefore, this student studies art. The second student came. I said, "I'll give you an apple. You take it back for homework." The student took it back. "I know that this apple can be eaten, so I will make food." What is that? What kind of food can apples make? The next day, he brought me his homework. A bottle of apple jam and a bottle of apple juice. "Teacher, this is my homework." Why? Because I know that apples can be eaten. What I make must be related to eating. So I made apple jam and apple juice. What does this student study? Food processing. This student must be studying engineering. Why? The difference between engineering and art is that all their knowledge systems are built on a perceptual basis. That is to say, the knowledge structure determines his ability to understand, and what he knows becomes a very important premise for him to explore the unknown world. So this is the way of engineering thinking. Then, this time came the third student. I said, "Take the apple back and do your homework." The student took the apple to the table and began to think. What did he think about? What is this thing? This is an apple. Why is it called an apple? Why can't it be called a peach? We know what apples look like. Apples are probably crunchier to eat. Red Fuji is crunchier and more nutritious. And then maybe tastes better. What about peaches? Peaches are different. They may be softer when left for a long time, and then they can be eaten by the elderly and children. So at this time, can we have a new technology to combine the advantages of the apple and the peach? So the student went back, and after a year of hard work, he finally successfully grafted the apple and the peach together and brought me a new variety. Teacher, this is my homework called Apple Peach, and it tastes like an apple, but it's softer and juicier, so it's a bit like a peach. This is my homework. What does this student study? I think he should study agricultural design. In any case, he must study design, because in the completion of this assignment, he used a lot of design thinking. Based on some known problems, he discovered new problems. Starting from the concept, he finally came up with an innovative result. Therefore, we think that the final assignment of students who study design may be more valuable. What we call design is the kind of activity that requires the comprehensive use of knowledge from various disciplines to recreate. Therefore, in 2006, ICSID put forward a definition of design. This definition is, like I said, that design is an innovative activity that aims to establish multifaceted qualities for objects, processes, services, and the systems they constitute throughout their life cycle. How do we understand this sentence? That is, innovative activity has been defined as an essential feature of design. First of all, it should be innovative. It should be different. It is essentially different from the previous design. What is the object of the design? It can be a product, a process, or even a service. These are all related to design. Of course, what we design is more than just the product itself. What else does it include? Its entire system in the life cycle. That is to say, starting with the raw materials, production, manufacturing, marketing, and finally even its recycling and utilization, these constitute a complete life cycle, and these all have connections with design. Later, this definition mentions that design is both an important factor in the humanization of innovative technologies and a key factor in economic and cultural exchange. Two aspects. One is called the humanization of innovative technology. Why does innovative technology need to be humanized? What impact can humanization bring to innovative technology? About this point, we will talk about it more later in the course. The second point is that it is a key factor in economic and cultural exchange. That is, design is related to economic issues, because it has a very important influence on the whole marketing and economic development. In addition, it also plays a key role in cultural exchange, because different countries have different cultures and different design cultures. And design is also an important part of culture. In the 2006 definition, it specifically stipulates what the task of design is. It says that design is committed to discovering and evaluating these important relationships. So what relationships are included? The first task is to enhance global sustainable development and environmental protection. That is what we often call green design or sustainable design. Because we have to pay attention to the environmental pollution and the use of our resources, this has become a very important mission for designers. Second point, the second task is to bring benefits and freedom to the society, individuals, and collectives of all humans. Here, we have expanded the definition of human, which includes not only individual interests, but also collective interests and the overall interests of society. Therefore, it will affect the interests of end users, manufacturers, market competitors, and other different players. The third task is to accomplish cultural diversity in the context of globalization. We often say that cultural diversity is a very important cultural heritage of mankind. In this case, we need to develop the cultures of different countries. And this also requires the efforts of design. The fourth task is to endow products, services, and systems with forms of expression that are in harmony with their connotations. That is to say, your design should finally be expressed in a visual way. What is its manifestation like? And is this manifestation consistent with its connotation? In the design, there is also a very important embodiment of this. In such a complete definition, we will find that, in fact, its understanding of design is very in-depth. Not just that design is a superficial, visual beautification. Therefore, we believe that design is actually a very large discipline. It involves a number of issues in all aspects and includes various kinds of design types. Here, I will show you a few graduation works from our students to experience what kind of design it includes. The first work is designed by a woman. She made some mobile phone interface designs based on the 24 solar terms, which may contain more visual content. So the visual design is a very important area of design. The next one we see is very interesting. This is an application specifically designed and developed by a female student for vegetable farmers. She hopes that this product will have a hardware product as support, and then can detect the needs of the vegetable field, including fertilizing, watering, and the corresponding soil pH. These can be transmitted to the mobile terminal through the mobile application. We can detect how many vegetable plots I have now, what kind of condition these vegetable plots are, and even get in contact with sellers. Of course, this app is currently receiving a lot of market attention. Now, there are also some enterprises that want to bring such an app to the market. The next product we see is a series of doll designs specifically developed for aquariums. We say that when you compare China's aquariums with some overseas aquariums, you will find that the biggest difference is not in the number of visitors. The number of visitors to China's aquariums must be greater than that of foreign aquariums. But the difference in sales of tourist souvenirs compared to foreign countries is quite large. Why do I say this? Because sales revenue in a foreign aquarium store exceeds the revenue generated from ticket sales. Many people in China may feel that these tourist shops and aquariums are full of overpriced, flashy goods. Children may want to buy them but cannot find what they like. Therefore, our students have developed a series of gifts for the current situation, which can also have a certain effect on the market. The next one we see is the design of a conceptual soy milk machine, which belongs to the field of product design that we are more familiar with. Household appliances include household electronics, such as small home appliances and kitchen appliances. These fields are also areas where industrial design is very good. The other picture seen below is a transportation design. Of course, this vehicle doesn't appear in real life. It appears in a game scene. In this design, you need to use your computer modeling and rendering to simulate a vehicle model like this. So transportation is also a direction that Chinese designers like to pursue very much. The next one we see is a game scene design. I've noticed that many universities abroad have opened the major of game design, but you will find that in such a major, the subjects it covers include all aspects. That is, it's not just about games, not just about programming, not just about technical support. But what else? You also need to understand something about visual expression, as well as some commercial operations. This game is a small casual game that matches different regional cultures with corresponding visual expressions. Then here we will find that design has a lot to do with all aspects. We believe that design is an innovative activity that can meet people's material and spiritual needs. We will find that in the past, in an era of planned economy, the first thing that people need to meet is material needs. Now, I need a TV at home. So whatever brand it is, as long as I can buy it. But as our society progresses, I can choose in the market. Besides material functions, I may have some spiritual needs, and these also become a direction that design needs to work hard at. In addition, design is an integrated discipline, which needs to intersect and communicate with a variety of different subject areas. We will find that in different fields, as we have seen just now, from graphic design to the interaction design of mobile apps, to transportation design, product design, to game design, etc. These fields are interconnected because design is always interlinked. They have many theories and concepts that can find some common ground, but they are also different from each other. Therefore, I have always emphasized that the road of design is actually very wide. As long as you like, you can always find your direction on this road. And design is a cross-cutting discipline. It needs to integrate different background knowledge to reflect different characteristics. In this context, to be a good designer, you not only need to master some skills of visual expression, but also take into account engineering, culture, the market, society, and many other factors. Therefore, there is a famous saying abroad that a complete design team requires not only designers, but also engineers, sociologists, and psychologists. And on many occasions, the designer is playing several different roles at once. Some students will say, whether it is an integrated discipline or a cross-cutting discipline, these have nothing to do with me. I am not studying design. I have nothing to do with it. But I think that design should be a way of life in the final analysis. Through the way of life, it must affect everyone. Everyone around us will be influenced by the way of life. That is to say, you know more about design knowledge and some good designs, which is directly related to improving your quality of life. We just mentioned that design makes life better. So good design can also make our material and spiritual lives more satisfied.